talk. Yeah, everybody on it. Boss talk. It's a unique hustle.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECO, and I'm here with the lovely official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing, you know my day walk on.
Man, we back in the house, man. We back doing our thing, man. Just man, go ahead and give them your spiel, baby. I know you always give them your spiel. No like and subscribe. No Patreon. No what?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, follow all our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, everywhere you name it, including Patreon, because Patreon is our new platform that we're on. You have to follow us. That's the only way you're going to get the full length interviews. Just put it in that way. You can't get it anymore on our YouTube channel after a while. So if you want to see it, you got to sign up for our memberships. Okay? And I know y'all got it now. It ain't that much. It's just some pennies on a dollar.
Man, hey, today we got a guest, man. I've been really, to be honest with you, this the one that mean a lot to me, man. This guy right here, I ain't gonna lie. When I met him, man, he was so humble, bro. That messed me up because you meet so many people and you don't know how they gonna be when you meet them. This guy right here, man, is a legend, an icon to me, man. I first learned how to dance off Funky Enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. That's where I did my dance routine. Me and my cousin Money Mike, you remember? I had you going over these steps over and over again to Funky Enough, nigga, because that's where I was at with mine, man. My guy. D.O.C. is in the building. Hey, man, thank you so much, man, for coming through. Boss Talk 101.
Funny thing is that, you being from Jamaica, and I've only been here now, 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years.
So it's a case where I didn't know D.O.C. I didn't know any of that stuff till I watched Straight Outta Compton. I'm like, oh, okay. And of course, he's mentioned D.O.C. before.
Listen, man.
But that's the only time I knew about the story of D.O.C. That's it.
I had to check a couple of them on here about D.O.C., man. Rainwater. You better go listen to it. If you don't know it, you need to get to know it. I was like, man, you can't come in here and say nothing. You got to say Doc in here because we got some legends in the city. Even LD. I got to call these people out that I done checked.
But I want to know, so where did the name D.O.C. come from? Because, I see your initials of your name, and I'm like, no, that's not it. So where did D.O.C. come from? What is that?
Well, I was Doc T as a young guy.
Okay.
That's my first original rap name. Doc T.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just dropped the T off.
Yeah, pretty much. And because they was NWA, I just put the periods in mine too.
Right. Oh, okay, that's dope. So how did you end up? Okay, so growing up, you were born and raised here in Dallas, and you end up all the way over there. How did that happen? And when did you want to start rapping? How old were you? What was your environment like? All of that juice.
I mean,
what part of Dallas were you from?
West Dallas.
West Dallas.
Shout out to Charles Rambo, my cousin, them over there, all them Rambos. I'm not playing no games. Y'all already know. Shout out to everybody that rock with E over in West Dallas. I go crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Who did we interview in L.A. that surprised you and said that he was...
That boy, I call him Hutch.
Above the Law.
But what was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Hey, 187 something I found out. But it's Hutch though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we was shocked when he mentioned that he was from West Dallas. We didn't even know.
I went crazy about the D.O.C. on that one. You see what I'm saying? I'm a fan, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like I'm older. I remember when hip hop came on the scene. I get to play the fan role. He is the artist, and I just waiting on them to drop the music. And next thing you know, I'm dancing. You know what I'm saying? Back in them days, yeah. I wasn't banging. Not like that. We in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the hip hop on, when you look at Big Daddy Kane, you seen the dancers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where I was at with mine. But
how was it growing up in West Dallas? When I hear about West Dallas, even up to today, I hear about how bad it is. So was it that way when you were growing up?
I mean, every neighborhood is pretty much the same.
Okay. Wasn't no different from that in Oak Cliff.
I mean, Oak Cliff is Oak Cliff. West Dallas is West Dallas. The Grove is the Grove. It's all... Just, it's Dallas is where we at.
Okay.
And West Dallas has good parts and its bad parts.
Okay.
Like every other.
Yeah.
That's something we still working on together.
And you were raised with your mom and dad?
I was raised with my grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a spoiled brat then growing up.
No.
Because you know grandma's always spoiled them grandkids.
Not this one.
Not this one.
No, she from West Dallas.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm the youngest.
Baby boy.
Yeah.
Okay, and you weren't spoiled, really?
Well, I was spoiled in the house when I was with my mother and father, but when I was
Okay, but grandma didn't play that.
not at all.
So why were you living with grandma and not mom and dad?
You know, that's just
Back then, that's just how it was.
kinda. You know, it's just how relationships go between men and women.
Okay.
When it's a struggle between them, it's always the child is kind of
Okay.
founding. So my grandmother she just wanted me over there.
Okay, that's good. It gave you a better, stable household and upbringing and so forth.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you discovered, rap? You're like, I want to do this.
You know, every time she go into that rap stuff, you know, I get upset because she's not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask that question. How, how was it? You know, I know you was with Dr.Rock, Liam, because I remember, man, I hate to go to work. You know, you don't remember that song? You remember that, don't you? It was a part like when you get up in the morning, you would hear this song, and it was jamming too a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But how was it? Was it the Feli Fresh crew?
Yeah, it was the Feli Fresh.
How was that, man? Like how did y'all even get that group together that early on when music really wasn't just big in Dallas?
How old were you at that time?
I was 16, going on 17, and me and this guy from West Dallas, we made commercials on a local television channel. I think it was Channel 21. Mm-hmm. We used to make these commercials for their lineup. They're eating, and Rock saw it on TV. And he was like, "Wow, you guys are good. We should make a group." And we was like, "Okay." You know, you get in the party free after that. So let's do it.
And back then, groups were more prevalent. You saw groups everywhere, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, Dallas was just budding back then, right? It was, rap wasn't born yet. Basically.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So you can almost say y'all were like the fathers of rap, right, for Dallas?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Because if you said that nobody else in Dallas was doing it before y'all?
Yeah.
Who?
I mean, because we was here when it started.
When you started, right.
It used to be just dancing. And so pop locking and all that was the big thing. Mm-hmm. And then rap came. I remember going to Glendale with my guys. They was called the Rockets. You know, that's Fresh K was in the Rockets, and Gerald and the Boxheads was out there in Oak Cliff, and that's what it was all about. That back then, if you was the dancer, But as hip hop started to progress, the guy with the slick, rhymes used to started getting all the attention.
Right. So being a person that was around when rap first started, because I know how like when something new comes out, people look at it like, So what was everybody's reaction to rap when it first came out? What was your reaction to it when it first came out?
When it first came out, hell, I didn't know what it was, but I liked it.
Who was the group?
So you liked it?
Who'd you listen to?
My first experience with rap was Apache.
Apache.
Mm-hmm. That's the Furious 5.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Flash.
Yeah, I heard that name. Because we looked up who started rap the other day, and that's the name. No. That's one of the names that popped up.
Yeah, but I'm more, man. I started from Houdini to all these boys that were doing little catchism and rhymes.
Second level.
You know what I'm saying? I seen that second level. When I remember in Vegas, I would hear like the Fat Boys. I lived in Vegas for a little bit.
Yeah, that's the second
Fat Boys,
level.
the second level. I was more on that. Now the first, when I look at, I met what's the name them before he passed away. The one Sugar Hill Gang.
That's the first.
That's the first level. So I knew that was the first level.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all of it was stemming from the East Coast.
And Cool Herc was the first level too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How you know about that? Look out now, man. Look out, Doc. We better shut it down, baby. I ain't know. She getting a little deep.
That's her roots.
Exactly.
She went to Jamaica with it, didn't she? I knew she did it. Boy, she's slick as ever. But now, like, but then you move up to L.A. real early on. But how do they come down here and even discover you? How do a Dr.Dre, how do a any of those guys. They probably came for a show, but I'm just saying.
That's exactly right.
And they seen Feline Fresh Crew getting it in.
No, what it was is they came for a show, but Dre had a Dr.Rock had a relationship with those guys.
Okay.
Before he came here.
Okay.
He had a relationship with Dre and the World Class Wrecking Crew and all those guys. Mm-hmm. And so Dre was beginning to start to bud as a producer. Mm-hmm. So Rock asked him to come down there and produce some stuff for the Feeling Fresh Crew. This is after I had to go to work. Yeah. And
I knew that too.
And he came down there and he did 4 songs. And it was, it was all right, filling each other out. But we did a song together called Toughest Man Alive. And you could, in that record, you can kind of hear that Dre and I had something that was cracking, And so my T. Jones wanted me to go to the Army because I didn't want to go to school.
And you didn't want to go.
Oh, no, I didn't want to go. I mean, hats off to the people that serve.
Exactly.
I appreciate them, but that wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. This is, man, T. Jones just put me there. What them boys think in L.A. when you come up there saying T. Jones? What you saying at that time? Because that ain't even, that's from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talk different. I know they told you that as soon as you got there. You heard that a lot.
Country.
Country. I was country too.
Oh yeah. I mean, but it's all good.
So, so when you basically get discovered by Dr. Dre and he really liked the way you guys are vibing, you end up going up to, and I'm fast forward, going up to the West Coast. Mm-hmm. And as you're on the West Coast, Eazy was just, he wasn't even the Eazy that he was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Not yet.
But he was still that Eazy that the streets knew Eazy.
Oh, he was Eazy.
And let me ask you this before, and I don't want to miss nothing, but now that when it pops up in my mind, I have to say it. Like when they portrayed you in that movie, did you like the way they portrayed you?
Well, first of all, that's their movie.
Got it.
And so it's not for me to like or not to like. It's for me to support.
Okay.
And so when I look at it through that scope, if they liked it, I loved it.
Okay.
The movie did well.
It did well. I watched it.
And it helped people like me to know some history.
I thought it was a good movie, and I was supportive.
Yeah, so you can't put a lot of people. A lot of times we've talked to on this panel say this didn't get put in or that didn't get put in, but you can't capture every single thing in a moment in time in a movie.
That's right.
So I definitely like what you say when you say just to even put the story out there.
That's right.
Like
is there a book on it though? Is there a book?
Oh, I don't know.
No, because the reason why I asked that if there's a book, because a lot of people always say the book always tell way more and give you more information than actual movie. So that's the reason why I'm like, is there a book that's going to give us more information about the real story?
I'm going to pull D.O.C. to the side and we going to do a book deal. And I'm going to be like Pimp and Ken and Boosie.
There's a documentary coming out.
Is it coming?
Okay.
Second quarter, May, June.
Okay.
And so from my perspective, you're going to get it all.
That's good.
That's good. That's good stuff.
You're going to get every bit of it.
And everybody's going to watch it. Because when you think about a documentary is usually 100% accurate, right?
This one is.
So when you think about the movie, what percentage of the movie is the story? Is it like, did we only get like 40% of the real story?
Yeah, it's really difficult to put a whole story in the thing, but everything was true.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was a good movie. I took my wife to the movies to see it, to see me in the movies.
And what did she say?
And I did mushrooms in the movies. That was a bad idea.
She didn't know that.
Yes, she knew.
Oh, okay.
But man, by the time the end of that movie came, I was really in the movie, trying to get out the movie, man.
That's funny.
But I thought it was a good movie.
I got a question about your section of the movie of what happened, because I know that the tragic thing that happened, when you had that wreck, and in that wreck you lost your vocal abilities. Was that the only thing that happened in the wreck? You didn't get hurt anywhere else? You didn't get bruises, cuts? That's the only thing that happened?
Well, but, I had 21 hours of reconstructive surgery on my head and neck area.
Okay.
But the only thing that was really damaged was the cords.
And how long did it take you to recover mentally? I'm not talking about physically, because mentally is way longer than physical. How long did it take you to recover mentally?
2020.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that pulled you out of that in 2020? Because it's always something that happened that, the light came on and you're like, you know what, I'm going to let this go.
G.O.D.
Really?
Yeah,
Love it.
He came and hollered at me.
What did he say?
True story.
What did he say?
He said, let it go. He said, you don't have to carry that pain no more because it's not yours. He said, you didn't do that, I did. I did it for a purpose.
That's so true.
Now you finna walk.
Ooh, you gonna make me cry.
Telling you what he told me.
I love it. No, because the reason why I said that, it's so crazy that you said that, because the reason when I asked that question, I already had that answer in my mind, that everything happens for a reason. And for the main fact that when you answered that question and said that the only thing that, got affected was that's only God. And I knew that it's a reason. You might have been going down a different path and he needed you to go somewhere else.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I saw, reason why I asked you that.
Yeah.
And when you answered it like that, I'm like, that's only God.
I was reading the Bible the other day. I was reading to my brother about chapter 9 of John. And it was about a blind man who they asked him, they said, Master, who did sin, this guy or his parents that he was made blind? And Jesus turned around and said, neither this guy or his parents were the one that sinned, but that the works of the Father may be made manifested in him.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
See,
that's heavy.
The regular ear would not pick that jewel up.
Man,
There's a lot in that statement right there.
Yeah, because up until this day, to this very moment, this was done so that the works of the Father could be made manifest in him, so that people around would be able to see what was about to happen with him. And I think a lot of times people don't really, a lot of times they'll say this and they'll say that about the word. But if you get in there and you start to read it and really meditate in it, you'll start to find out some of the things about yourself that you would never find out without it.
Hey.
And I've said a lot of things in almost every podcast, but this is one thing I always say, that, when I say how long it took you, but you had to take that long because nothing happened by accident. So your life is not your own. It's a testimony to somebody else. And you don't know who might be going through what you went through or what you're going through. And it's your job to help pull that person out as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just by telling your stories.
That's right.
Wow. So you getting back to when you come out of surgery, we gonna go before that. I want to go back before that because I know you can miss a lot of stuff dealing with this guy because he got a lot to talk about. You get into California. You ain't never seen hills and mountains, had you, at that time? These hills. Think about that for a minute. You seeing hills. He's seeing. I know because I did it. You know what I'm saying? You looking around like, okay, I'm here. What is this? And
it's beautiful.
How am I going to deal with tackling this? But it's my opportunity. So what's on your mind when you get up there and start looking around and just dealing with the different people that evidently Dre would be the one to introduce you to?
Man, when I first got to California, I thought it was just gorgeous. We don't got that here.
You don't have
out of this to that. It just looked great. The neighborhoods looked great. And Dre dropped me off at this. I was staying with a guy named L.A. Dre's brother in Compton. Or Bumpton, depending on how you look at it.
You got to say Bumpton if you one of them guys. I done had him on here to say that.
And Dre dropped me off, man. He said, I'll pick you up in a couple of days. And when the sun went down, man, it got so crazy right outside that door. Man, I was like, look at him. I was wondering to myself, damn, if I made the right choice. But stayed my ass in that house till that man came, and we went to the studio and met the rest of those guys, and we did We Want Eazy that day.
I did We Want Eazy
that day, and it was about a week later. Dre had an apartment.
Who wrote you We Want Eazy?
Yeah,
you wrote that?
Yeah.
Man, that was hard. I would never have guessed. I was jamming to it too in my car.
Oh yeah.
I never would have thought.
Oh yeah.
I knew you was up there, but I didn't think about that like that.
Back then.
Yeah. I realized I'm older, so I'm already hearing it. When it come out, I'm hearing it. But I'm not thinking no cat from Texas done did none of that. So you up there just you what made you what inspired you to even to write that?
I mean, bro, I'm gonna say this as humble as I can.
You got to.
I'm pretty good, bro. I'm pretty good. The beat tell you what to do, and the rest is just storytelling. It's all about the story, dog. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're doing, it's the story that you're telling. Is how big or small, whatever you're doing is gonna be.
Where did you get this talent from? Was your parents into writing music, or?
No, my dad was like a singer.
Okay.
You know, he sang. You know, and he spoke well, and he had a deep ass voice, and he spoke well, and he sung what's the dude's name? Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
Every Christmas.
Everybody loved Nat.
I love Nat.
Yeah.
And so that made me want.
And Natalie Cole, his daughter.
Oh yeah.
She sung too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did a compilation together too. So.
But that's good to know that's where you got it from.
Yeah.
But so you said you stayed in Bompton. So I remember at one point we heard that Snoop Dogg had.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go there yet. He ain't made it to that yet.
All right, go.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't made it to that yet. He's fresh. He just got here.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? He can't go there yet. I don't know if he even had met Snoop yet that early on. He hadn't met him.
No, he hadn't came around.
He hadn't came around yet.
Okay,
because he was
go
still over there thinking about going to 213.
Was your grandma, was your T. Jones mad at you that you took that choice instead of going to the military?
I didn't tell nobody I was going.
Oh, you just turned up missing.
Yeah.
You had to call back home one day.
Not until I came back with that record.
That's right. Hey, man, listen, man. She knew what was going on when he came back. Yeah.
I had an uncle that lived up there. I never called him.
Yeah.
What did she say when you came back with that record?
They liked the record.
They like that record. That's right. That's man. Hey, this is a serious dude right here. So you do We Want Eazy. You guys, you there? You guys. How did the formula take place, man? How did Funky Enough take place, man? How did that whole process go?
Those early days, it's just really those 6 guys.
Yeah. Ren, Yella,
Q, Dre, myself, and Eric.
Yeah.
Just trying stuff, doing stuff, And so some days you'll be working on this, or this song sound better for this, and I had about 3 or 4 records with me when I left, when I went up there.
So you had something to take?
No, I had the records.
Okay.
That the samples came from.
Got you. Get the vinyls. All right. I got it.
Whirlwind Pyramid, Let the Bass Go.
Man.
I had written those songs to the record.
You've been denied. Man, listen, man, you was a beast, man, with that, man. That was a blessing, bro. I'm telling you, I would let that thing play all day.
It was a good record.
It was a damn good record.
For me and Dre, it was a moment in time because we both grew a lot during that record.
Man, I loved it, man. I love the way that the way you wrote the beats, the way you hit and Dre pretty much was making the beats, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But the way you was articulating, the flow around those beats, the way that you was delivering was a whole nother level than what we had even seen. We hadn't seen nothing like that.
That's right.
I'm being real. I know, because I listen.
Nigga, I know too.
No, because I enjoyed it, and like I said, I'm a big fan of it. Told you one thing about it, man. When it come down to the South, I'm still pulling every time, trying to figure out a way to make us connect.
Yeah.
So me being a hustler, whatever I was doing, I was trying to connect out the dots with the music because I know already we talk different. I always knew that we sound a little different. So our music is gonna hit a little different.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even, and a lot of times people don't get it.
Yeah.
But I got it early on. I promise you. And that's the part where I think, like I said, when I seen you up there and I seen you with those guys, how did you end up? When did Suge come into play?
He came not long after. You know, he was.
Before you answer that, had Dre already left the World Class Wrecking Crew when like the movie said that, but before y'all met, Suge.
Dre, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dre had left the Wrecking Crew. He was a NWA guy.
NWA guy, and then
we had put NWA's records out before Suge got there.
Okay, I got it.
Suge came during when my record was being made.
Yeah.
And so he was riding with me everywhere.
With you every day.
Yeah, we was just hanging tough. And
man, you the bad man to be hanging with Suge if he the Suge they portray him to be.
You know what, bro?
But we've heard so many different stories about Suge, though. So
Suge is a good guy. You know, show business is just to get the best of anybody.
You say that, but I've been in the room when Suge come in the room. I've been in the casino, and the whole casino the Suge before the woman got beat on the strip or whatever, or the fight took place on the strip. You remember that?
Yeah.
I was there with this dude. He was there. I don't want to say Benny Siegel was there. We was at the gambling table, and he walks in, and I'm sitting there, and they start whispering. I'm not playing. Everybody start whispering like something wrong. And this is after Death Row and all that. This is just Suge shows up.
Yeah.
And they acting like Suge showed up.
Yeah.
Because
the whole casino.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about everybody seeing him move and everybody kind of just sitting back whispering.
Yeah.
Like we don't know.
This is what people heard about him. Probably
you seen it because if you was with him,
I was a different man back then.
So you didn't see that type of thing.
I saw all of it, but I was a different man back then.
That's it. That's it.
And it ain't like I was dying to be around it. I was dying while I was around it.
Right.
Wow. That's
How hard is it? Because I've heard so many people's career end, get blacklisted, all of that sort of stuff, being in Hollywood, so to say. And when I say Hollywood, I don't just mean that place. I mean in the business, entertainment business. Because where there's drugs, drinking, a lot of politics, a lot of everything, and you get pulled in. How hard it is to stand on your own morals and stand on your principles and not get pulled into that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like, it's different for all people. It's definitely a dirty machine out there.
Right.
Ain't no question about it. But that goes all the way down to, to just regular old street folks. Like these young boys out there, they in their mind or in their universe, it's the same exact thing. They living and dying for that stuff out there.
Right.
Like it's just a thing to do, so something's got to be making them choose that. Like,
right. Because I always ask.
Show medicine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, because I always ask about stuff like that because when you're a parent, and I know you're a parent, you got a girl, only one child?
I got 4.
4. Oh, yeah. So you got kids. And as a parent, you think about how can I make my children not fall into these traps? And I've learned so many things from people who sit at that seat, who raised by mother and father in the household, raised in good environments, but still kids end up on the street doing their thing or whatever. So it's like, is it the only thing you can do is pray?
Well, what did you say that verse was?
Man, that so that the Father, so that the works will be manifested in Him.
I mean,
that's it.
If you hear it, You have to have ears to hear it. You answered your own question already.
Yeah, yeah. All of this is done around the power of God.
It's His will.
It's His will.
Whatever it is, that's what it's going to be.
Man.
So you just have to.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I went to my cousin. Now I got this message from a guy that I consider my brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I grew up with this dude. When I first started rapping, you know, I went to L.A. He got into the dope game.
Of course.
And got locked up. I wasn't D.O.C. I wasn't even Dr. when we started.
Yeah.
Tearing up his mama shit. But like I said, I escaped to California. Nobody knew I'm out there. Mm-hmm. He was down there in TDC. And he said they was asking him, ain't you from Dallas? Don't you know who D.O.C. is? He cold. Woo. My brother said, I don't know who I ain't never heard of him, you know. He said he was in the day room. They yelled at him. He on TV. He came in and looked at the TV and saw me up there rapping. And he said to himself, look at God, right?
Man.
So this dude is the dude 15 years in and out who unlocked that book for me, guys. And I know you got to understand it because you went and pulled that scripture out right there.
I keep pulling them because I live it.
Hey, man, look at him. Now, once you understand that, you can let a lot of the bullshit go.
That's so true.
You really can.
That's so true. I mean, I always, you know, I didn't think it was that easy because when I first went through my transfiguration is what I call it, my transformation, my metamorphism. When I changed, it was crazy to me because when I changed, I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't think that a person could change. You see what I'm saying? And I was gone. And the thing is, but when I changed, everybody laughed at me. There was a bunch of people laughed at me, but I didn't even care no more.
They do that.
They said I'd drink again. I ain't had a drink in 27 years. I made a vow. See, there ain't nothing wrong with drinking, but when you make a vow to God about drinking, and you know that that's one of the things that one of your vices, you tend to say, you know what, I'm done. And
that's so funny you say that, man, because really I didn't want to be rude to you for offering it to me.
No,
but I don't drink no more, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with
that.
Man.
I gave it.
You gave it up.
Back. Yeah, I gave it back to him. You just kind of lose the taste for it.
Oh man,
because it don't.
It's not it doesn't fill your spiritual void. That's the Darren show. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's just too much bullshit associated
with it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start hanging around motherfuckers and you can see how they act.
Man.
When they get that all in them and you think, damn.
I did it. You know what I'm saying? That was me. Man, congratulations, man. Because like I said, it's a big move because it's going against what everybody else is so, it becomes everyone, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I always tell people, I buy it for everybody, but at the end of the day, I choose to do it different. And that's what I say.
Yeah, people always teasing about it.
They mess with me about that, but I don't care. Yeah.
Man, look here, damn everybody else. I'm trying to, I think it was the last step in
letting it go.
This transformation.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I think it was.
That's it.
And now the money's finna fall.
What? And I want to be around just to grab a little bit of it.
Yeah, when I asked him for it, I asked him for billions with an S.
Hey.
Because it ain't for me, it's for we.
That's it. That's it. That's it to help the people. That's it, man. God.
Because look, we are at a point in time in this game, bro. But we got to go back. We finna walk off the cliff.
Yeah.
We got to go back.
What you say?
You know what I mean? We got to go back, man. And this really means by any means necessary, we got to get out here and talk to them and figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a damn about how you do what you do. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get that. Let's build that. Let's do that. Let's have that. But all this extra shit and this killing's got to go.
It gotta go, man. I sit here and like I say, D.O.C, man, 3 people that sat in that seat in 2021 are no longer with us.
And they're young kids.
And each one of them I talk to about God. That's what people don't get about this show. If you watch this show, you will catch it, but you got to be able to hear.
That's right.
Jesus said, them that have ear to hear, let them hear.
That's right.
Everybody had ears, but everybody didn't have ear to hear.
That's right.
So I knew that.
That's
so
right.
I know that to this day.
That's
so when
right.
I'm here sitting over here, I know what God, my ministry is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I say again, 3 of those kids that died, and one of them a man, of course he was 30-something, but I got to talk. When you do my flashback, we talk about God.
See what I'm saying?
That's why I know it's strategically being done through what he has us here
That's
doing.
right.
So I don't trip. You know?
Man, I've accepted my mission because I know what it
There
comes
it is.
with.
Oh man.
And it come with some beautiful things, man. You know, and we gonna put our nose down and go get it.
But when you look on life and look at the mission that you have ahead, and you know the things that come with it, don't you look back and realize that you had to go through all the things that you went through to prepare you for what is about to come?
Absolutely. Nothing happens for nothing. If I'm still here, there was a purpose for it. If I fail, there was a purpose for it. If I fell all the way down there, it was a purpose for it. You know, if he had me wait what turned out to be 32 years before I could let it go, it was a purpose for it.
Man.
So now I understand that none of it bothers me no more. They use the word legend a lot, but from my perspective, it's about legacy. And legacy is not in the things you have, it's in the things you're going to leave when you're gone.
That's real.
You know.
I got to ask you about the dog pound, which you was trying to talk about a while ago, where all of these folks was staying at.
Yeah.
You know?
That's Snoop's apartment.
That's right. Well, you wasn't over there, was you?
Oh, yeah.
You was over there too?
Oh,
They say it was about 15 men
Yeah, it was a
staying in
bunch
the
of y'all
same
over there.
No,
apartment.
it's about-
That's what I
I
heard.
mean, about 9.
No, it ain't that many. It's about a good 5, though.
It was?
That was it.
How was those days for you? And being around that young Snoop, is that what Doggy Style and all that came from? Or
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Chronic.
Hold on.
The Chronic,
When you said doggy style, you mean the music?
the song,
Okay.
the album, right? When you had some writings in that one as well, or no?
I was there helping Snoop as much as I could the whole way. But he didn't need.
He was natural, wasn't he?
Yeah, man.
This little dude.
It's just charisma. You know, it's just structure he needed some help with.
Give me something about him that nobody else wouldn't be able to tell, that he's okay with you telling. Something that happened in those early days.
I don't know if it's anything that I got anything like that. Snoop is just a good nigga. He's a country nigga too, you know, in his heart.
Yeah.
He's a LA, but they raised for war in LA.
Yeah.
Snoop is a loving guy. He don't, you know what I mean? Like I've seen him transform into that bullshit, but his heart is just huge, you know. But that's the world they live in, you know.
Were you around when he was going against that murder case, or what the case was that they gave me?
Yeah.
The song that he made, you know, because he kind of, when I asked you that, I thought about it when I was asking you about something about Snoop. But Snoop's life has really been an open book. He hadn't really, it's been everywhere for everybody to see. And I think that's what keeps him relevant too. It's because he don't have nothing to hide, really. I really don't think so. But at the end of the day, how was that Snoop dealing with that situation? And you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, how would it, you know, like you gotta imagine how it would be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just told you Snoop is not he's not one of them kind of.
And he was a family man.
Yeah,
during that time.
I got a question because I know we interviewed Big Boss.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, and he spoke about Snoop when
That's when he left Death Row.
That's what I was trying to figure out where, you know, did it fall?
He
fall
left Death
before
Row
or
and went
after?
to
No Limit.
No Limit.
Okay. How were you there at that time when he left? And why did he leave?
Hey.
It was kind of time to go. I think things was kind of, you know what I said? It was kind of time to go.
Well, I had already left.
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody was leaving. I think Dre had left too. Everybody was leaving.
And it got bad, you know. The record started getting real.
Okay.
It just wasn't a good space.
It wasn't a good place to be.
No, it wasn't that.
How hard was it to leave? Because you know how when you watch...
It wasn't hard for me at all.
Okay, because when you watch the movie again, you see certain things where you're like, people don't just leave a record label, especially if your contract isn't up. You know what I mean? They do a lot of man hassling or whatever, you know, to try to get people out of a certain situation.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you know, is it possible just to walk away if your contract isn't up?
Well, that's just business. You know, at the end of the day, you do the work. So you got the power, you know.
Okay.
And it's just working it out.
When you basically you see I see you, and you in the car with them. They do these videos, 2 of them. They always come get you. You know what I'm saying? To do the video. You sitting in the car. He know what I'm talking about. You know? How did y'all even come up with this? Is this something y'all playing every time, or is just y'all all together? You, Dre, and
Just
Snoop?
having a good time.
I think the first time they did it was on the Chronic, and then the next time they did it was on another. It was one more they did it on. You remember?
Still DRE.
Still DRE. Sure was.
Bro, when you know when Death Row first was being born, I owned it.
Wow.
How?
Where Death Row used to be Future Shock. Future Shock was a company Dre and I and Suge and a guy named Dick Griffey started.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, over a period of time, in that business space, sometimes things can get, you know, mixed up, you know. And I certainly was not in a space to be taking care of any of my business, professionally, and things had just begun to get hazardous, you know. And so I had to make a business decision whether or not how I was going to, and I was just in a bad space then because I was getting high every day, you know. It was just bad, you know. And I was really just kind of stuck in that hole because the money was, I mean, I had a shitload of money in my pocket, and, you know, all the terrible things I needed was right there, but I couldn't find no peace because, you know, it was blood and guts everywhere. And so I made the business decision that I'm going to allow them to do what they need to do and try to figure it out later. But it got to be too much, and I just left.
Did you feel any regret after you saw it build up to the way it did?
Did I feel what?
Any regret that you let it go?
No.
After, okay.
Let me ask you.
You have to go back. You have to give me the number of that scripture, because every 9 times out of 10 when you ask that,
You're going right back to that.
I got you. That's John chapter 9, man.
Just put it on a shirt.
9, 1 through 10. Man, that's a heavy scripture too.
Even this right here is he's a black designer.
Really?
He makes these hats and
Believe.
these clothes that are all based on scripture.
Yeah. Is that 316?
Yeah.
That's the one over there at Galleria?
Yeah.
I thought so. I seen that store.
I like that.
I like it too. But you guys, man, like I said, when I look at how you developed around that whole era, man, it was a blessing, man, to be able to even do that, because, you know, we sometimes talk about how many people that the rap game hurt, but the rap game helped our people, man. Entrepreneurship became a thing, and it's still a thing to this day, where a lot of them were snatched out of situations and it changed people's lives.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? So to look at you, it seemed like Dre keeps a loyalty to you, Sam Sneeze. What makes it seem like you are the guys that he, to me, locks into, just being one that looks as a friend. What made him stay so loyal to you?
I'm a good nigga. I put in a lot of work so that he could win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when I couldn't win.
Yeah, yeah.
I worked hard so they could win.
Win, yeah.
Because I wanted them to win. I wanted them to have it.
Yes.
Even when I couldn't have it.
Come on now.
I wanted them to have that because I felt like they deserved it. You know?
So you gave it your all.
I gave it everything I had.
And he knew that. He seen that.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's something to be commended, because a lot of people in your situation that went through what you went through could have just gave up, wouldn't even moved like you moved. It had to be something in you at that time to keep you going. No matter if you look at the drugs, the alcohol, and all the other stuff that you was dealing with, it's still something in you that's a drive that say, I'm going to continue to press on with my mission.
That's right.
I'm being right.
That's exactly right. And then the mission was be the greatest of all time.
Yes.
That was the mission. I'm not finna let losing my voice stop me from doing that, no matter what they say.
But that was hard for you. I seen you come back on that album. Yeah. How hard was it you to do? You was on that Snoop album, and that's when I first heard your voice again. You remember that?
Yeah, Serial Killer.
Serial Killer. How hard was that to go back in, or had you already been going back in trying to, coach your voice into being able to be displayed again?
Bro, I never stopped.
You never stopped?
Never stopped. I just made shit by myself,
Wow.
just to do shit.
Yeah.
Write songs, and if they heard it and liked it, that they could have it,
Yeah.
I can remember now, there's a movie called A Beautiful Mind.
Okay.
You ever seen that
I
movie?
ain't seen it. Beautiful Mind. You seen it, man?
A Beautiful Mind. There's this dude, he was crazy as hell. I think it was Russell Crowe was in that movie. But anyway, he was suffering. And he thought he was cracking codes for the government.
Okay.
Right? But what he saw on the floor and all these things was really just trash on the floor. But in his mind,
it was something else.
So Breed came to L.A. MC Breed, R.I.P.
Man, R.I.P. Breed. I was a big fan.
He came to L.A. and to a party Dre was having. He came in my room, and I was just, loaded. And it was just rap songs all over the floor like A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
He picked it up and started rapping the thing and asked me what it was rapped like. I rapped it to him. And he said, I'm taking that with me. And he said, you got to come with me to lay it. And I never went back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I like it because you, like I said, you had that drive, man. Ain't no way. So I got to ask you about Pac too. Tupac coming from.
But before you get into that, I have one question. I'm not sure if y'all asked this question before, maybe. But the original members of NWA, who were they?
Oh,
I don't know. It's a lot. It's, Arabian Prince and Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, DJ Yella, MC Ren, and there may be others that was there that was in that mix before I got there.
Oh, okay.
Hutch claimed Ruthless, I believe.
What?
He claimed Ruthless.
Was a part.
Hutch. When we was talking, I think he more talked about the Ruthless.
Ruthless is the label.
The label.
The label.
He talked that like he was in the mix.
He was.
Yeah, so, it's a lot of people that I didn't even know he was in the mix like that.
But he came later.
He came later.
Yeah, and they came towards when my record was starting. Of course, Layla was always there, and Layla was where Hutch and them came from.
Okay.
So they was always around.
Always around.
Yeah.
Okay. But Tupac, let's get to Tupac. You see him right there. I'm going to have your picture over there next. Don't worry, just chill, because this is a building block. But anyway, and he wearing an American Needle hat. That's why I ended up getting that picture from the Caps. But anyway, how was it meeting him for the first time, and where were you at?
Well, the first time I met Pac, we was in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
And he was dancing for Digital Underground.
Yeah, I met Shock G. I met him, R.I.P.
And we was in a limousine.
Wow.
And Funkin' Up was the thing that was it just came out.
What did he have to say about that?
He didn't have nothing.
He just listening. That old going on. He like, I got to get mine together.
No, he was cool though, but he didn't say nothing. He just sat there and kicked it.
Kicked it with you.
Yeah.
So now let's fast forward to when he comes from prison, or from and comes to death row, by way of some say Suge, some say Jimmy Iovine. They all have stories. But when he comes, how is this Pac, and what are you guys expecting?
Gone.
You was already gone.
I was gone.
You had left.
Yeah.
So you didn't see him no time around Suge.
No,
That's hard.
Not around Suge. But we hung out in Atlanta with Bree. Him and Bree was close.
Him and Bree was real close.
So he was always in Atlanta, and it was me, Bree, and Pac, and Scarface, and Too
Scarface?
Short, and Pimp C.
Man, this is where the meeting. I'm a Pimp C fan.
You know, you got to give him a Pimp C story.
Man, I'm a Pimp C fan. Boy, you don't even know. I just like the way R.I.P. the Pimp, man.
He was a cool dude.
He was cool, wasn't he, man?
And it's just respect, you know. Solid dude, man. You know, and we was just kicking it.
Y'all was just kicking it.
I like his straightforwardness. I like the way how he doesn't hold his tongue.
Oh, no, he ain't play no holding tongue.
Yeah. All them niggas was like that.
Really?
Now, I was the only one. See, because most of them boys, they think when you get that all in you.
You was quiet.
Who?
You.
No. But I'm saying when you get that all in you, you get to talking that noise. That's what all they was doing. So I fit right in.
Okay.
But when I wasn't all up, I was quiet.
Okay. I got you.
So
I got to fast.
Go ahead.
I got to
ahead.
fast forward a little bit. So when did you meet Erykah Badu?
Oh, that's a woman question now.
So when I was, I moved back home to Dallas. It was after Atlanta, come back to Dallas, and was trying to do something with Russell Simmons called the Hip Hop Summit.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was standing south side on Lamar then, and Russell Simmons told Erykah to come, and I seen her, and I hadn't seen her since I left.
So you knew her before?
Oh yeah, we was, we went to parties as kids.
Okay. And you always had a crush on her?
No. She was just a little skinny girl with knocking knees. Back then, she always had some really pretty eyes.
Yeah, she does.
But when she came, when I saw her at the Hip Hop Summit, that was different.
She grown.
Yeah, she grew. Mm-hmm. And she was Erykah Badu at the time. She was really dope. Mm-hmm. And so that was my first time seeing her in many years. And a couple days later, I saw her at the South Side on Lamar. Mm-hmm. And saw her walking somewhere. I yelled out the window, told her to come up to the flat. She came up and kept coming back, and we just developed
a relationship.
Yeah, a friendship because we understood.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because y'all daughter looked just like her. It's like you wasn't even in the place to make that child. It was like, it's just her.
That's how they say it. I don't want to get a man nothing.
Never.
At all. But, okay, you have 4 kids. Is y'all daughter the only one who has music behind her, like sing, music ability, or do your other kids sing or rap?
Yeah, so I have a 30-year-old daughter named Amber, and she never took to music, although she used to write as a kid. I always thought she was really good at it and tried to push it, but when you try to push it, they ain't trying to hear.
Exactly.
And so, but Puma's, I think she might got too much of it in her not to do something.
From both sides, right.
And I got 2 sons. One is 6 and one is 8. So.
Oh, you started all over again, and the boys just came way down there. But I'm sure you're happy because that's your seed right there.
That's it, G.O.D. Like I always wanted a sons, but G.O.D. said you got to be ready.
You got to be ready.
Man, that's hard.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I got to ask you about Death Row, man, before you get out of here. Death Row, Snoop reacquiring it, just the whole, the old Death Row. Now Snoop is got this thing now. What do you expect to see from this Death Row?
I'm hopeful that I'm hopeful that Snoop can turn it into a positive for us, for the culture, for new young acts and artists that's coming out. So nobody got to go through some of the things that we went through in order to make it.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, my concern is with whatever label I make.
Okay.
Cause I got things I have to see get done, and only I can do it.
Okay.
And so
that's the. So when Snoop gets Death Row, do you and him have a conversation? Do he talk with you or y'all?
No, Snoop is like whatever Snoop need, I'm here.
You here for him no matter what.
Yeah, you don't have to call me to talk about shit. Just say I need this. This is what I need. You know, okay, well,
and I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah.
That was not even young to say I'm gonna pull up.
Right.
But
You know what I'm saying? Him calling me, and then that goes both ways.
both ways.
You know?
Y'all, and that's something else because you basically y'all have this relationship.
Oh yeah.
Relationships are so important in this business, man. I've been in it and I always knew that, but you really start to learn once you start dealing with everybody. It's like, man, because me seeing Faison the other night, because he called us and we talk on the phone a lot. I didn't know I was going to see you in there.
That's my brother.
It messed me up, but he was a part of Death Row as well. So
But you said you're going to start a label and you're going to do
what's
things
going to be the name of it?
No. What's going to make yours, because you seem like you have plans that other labels aren't doing, that you know that it's your purpose to fulfill. What is it about yours that you're going to try to, if you want to talk about it, try to implement that you see that there's a lack of?
Yeah, we started talking about it a second ago, right? We got to go back. And it all starts in the music, because that's where the message is. So we have to figure out how we're going to rebrand ourselves as a community, as a people, because we got to do it, you know. These young guys on the streets, they got so much power.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to tell them, you're in that book, you know.
Yeah, you in that book.
There's a man in the book called Samson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that book.
Samson didn't do but two things. And if you know the book, you know what he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than what you boys is doing. Maybe you just haven't had your revelation yet.
Yeah.
So let me talk to you about how important it is to be here. Like, having things is cool, but your legacy is your children. Your legacy is
I like
being here
that.
for them.
That's
I like
it.
that.
Because once you gone, you gone.
You gone.
The world is a wolf, and the wolf is going to eat your kids if you're not there.
That's
so
true.
real, man.
Understand
And
me?
that's so true. And what I see a lot, especially in the music industry, a lot of these rappers tend to be like, oh, I'm going to get it, and do all means. And not say they forget about their family, but they put the family on the back burner, because it's like, I got to get this to build that generational wealth so I can provide for my family. But you're losing all of those momentous occasion times that is detrimental to that young child for building their growth and their personality, that need their father to be in their life, to be present, to, you know, be somebody.
Well, it take a village, right?
Take a village.
But we got to be a village.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we got a lot of work to do.
Like, it's a lot of boys out there that make that money. You know what y'all need to do? Keep making that money. There's other folks that can pick up the slack, but we have to do that, trusting each other, knowing that we there for each other. We can't be about this killing each other shit. That shit's got to go. You have to be able to trust that your family is safe and go get that money.
How can we stop it?
Well, what's the
The scripture.
She know the answer to these words. She asking you questions that's rhetorical. Because to be honest with you, we know that I play this game with them. I try to take their time away from them. I might not even be doing, and I know it's going to be something that's moving this way because I changed. But if I can get them in my presence, like we take people to Vegas, Cali, and all that, I think I got them.
That's
because
a part
I'm
of it.
moving them.
That's a part of it.
Did you see where I was coming?
Yeah.
I'm moving them. So if they're around me, like even my co-host, the influence, it's going to get them every time. And they'll pick up the phone
Lead
and call
by
you.
example.
They'll pick up the phone and call you.
That's part of it. So you got to flip this script like the machine all these records that come out that become popular are the same type of record, right? And really that goes back to Eazy. It's the same record.
Yeah.
Why is it that that style of music has lasted this long if it's not purposeful, if it's been a steady decline in not only just the art of it, but the messaging?
That's
what
real.
style of music? Because like right now, I know what they're talking about, and I'm not into the rap as much, but right now a lot of people are talking about the drill music, which has a lot to do with the killing and all of that sort of stuff.
If you keep look, God is real,
Really real.
and the word is real. So if it come out of your mouth, look for it.
Yeah, you create.
That's it.
God said,
There's power in the tongue.
let there be light, and there was light. You know what I mean?
Powers in the tongue.
I'm going to shut this down. Hey, man, first of all, thank you for coming on our show.
Yes, sir.
I love you, brother. I always have been fond of everything you do. I'm a big fan. I never stopped being a fan, no matter what, from the time you did whatever. I was watching, and I'm checking at the door. So you got me here. So on this end, and on the West Coast, wherever I go, in New York, wherever I go, I'm just checking.
Man,
hey, man.
It's a documentary coming out this summer, and it answers everything.
You said May. You were on May, June, right?
May, June, yeah,
Okay.
second quarter.
I'm going to sure be watching and waiting for it, man. But hey, man, thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Miss Jamaica, it's been another
Great segment.
great segment
of Boss Talk
of
101.
Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talking.
And we out.